Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about a question that maybe we often ask ourselves. Right? We see people get success in their life. Right? We are the person who sees them grow and shape and finally become who they are now. So I want to think about example of success that you see in your friends or family or someone that you really admire. And how did they get the success that they want? And do you feel left over? Do you feel left behind in your life? That there may be some things that need to be changed in your life, but you have no idea what it is, or you haven't really discovered it yet, but you want to. So this video is made for you. And important question to ask ourselves is, what do we really want in our life? Why? Because very often we want to get something that we don't really want in our life. And to narrow that things is to say that we think that we want the thing, and after you go and get it, it's nothing. So it's not that important. It's not that contributing to our happiness. So starting today, we want to ask ourselves, what do we really want that can contribute to happiness, to overall fullness that we can feel in our life? So it often may be a simple things that we do daily or we did before, but we forget about that thing, right? And sometimes the most insignificant thing that we think is the contribution to our happiness. So we want to look into that deeply. How can we go from here? Like look into certain things in our life. So the answer is to create an awareness to everything that you do. So starting today, start to be aware, start to be intentional about being aware. Like for example, I'm picking up this bottle. Like think of like, why am I picking up this bottle? Is it that I feel thirsty, or I want to refill the water? Or I want to pour out what is left over in this bottle. Why am I using this metaphor? Using this for example. Like because we are not often ask ourselves, like, what I want to do with this bottle. We either pick it up and drink, or we go and refill the water, but without being aware of what we are doing, right? That is the habit. So when we ask ourselves what we want to do with this, with a small thing, we start to create an awareness when we are doing something, even if it's small. So why is it important? Because we want to be making the habit of the intention that we put on the things that we do. So the smallest things that you can do, actually better. The smaller the better, because if you can be intentional, be aware of what you are doing, what's the reason behind it in a small thing, So what if any big things that you want to do, you will be more intentional, you'll be more in control of what you want to do and not to do, right? And also the reason behind of doing it. And why? So you ask me, why am I need to do this? Because if you don't create the awareness of what you do daily, you're not able to aware, right? You're not able to know what you do and the reason of doing it. For example, if you are often making mistakes or often lead yourself into trouble, right? For example, there is something that is wrong that you decide in daily and you don't even noticing it because this is your habit. This is what I do. Picking up the bottle is what I do. And I don't check what is inside. So what is left over and I drink it. So this is maybe example of bad reason, bad things that you decide to do daily. So there's something that inside that's bad, but I don't realize. I'm not intentionally thinking about what am I drinking, what is inside. So I end up drinking some bad stuff in the bottle. And so this is one question that I think most people will say, I don't want to be so hard. I don't want my life to be so complicated and be intentional about everything that I do in my life. Right? It's hard. I understand that. I truly understand that. That's why I bring out this problem. Right? Problem. It will only be your problem for a while to be intentional, because it is a habit that you are not doing and you try to make it or ingrain it in your new life, like making new decisions, taking things seriously, intentionally do the things that you do. It will only be temporary, because everything in our life, every move that we do, every choice that we make is like a habit, right? It takes time to get used to that habit. And being intentional is also a habit. So when you're being intentional long enough, it will become your habit. It will become your second nature to be intentional. So you see people's success in their life, they often have habits. So example, they are eager to learn. Learning is a habit that we can accumulate, that we can get into, like getting good at learning and hunger for wisdom and knowledge. And also, right, reading is a habit, right? If you don't read easily, you won't get into reading unless you intentionally want to read. You want to get something from the book, right? Those are intention, right? There's something behind all of the things that you do, the reason. And they repeatedly do the same thing over and over again. That makes them good at what they do. Even professionals, like lawyers, doctors, they are repeating doing stuff that they do daily in order for them to get good, become a habit. So they don't have to think about it again when they do the task. It's automatic. Right? So you want to build yourself up to this automation of life that consists of these qualities that I mentioned just now. So how can you do this? It's by being aware that what you do is not good enough. So this video is not to be belittle someone that is not good enough, that is not having the quality to become a successful person, but to encourage those who have much potential. Because I believe that everyone in this will have their potential, unlimited potential, if they can believe that they can change themselves. But first thing they have to be aware of that, they need to change. They need to fix something in their life that doesn't work. When your phone doesn't work, maybe it doesn't have a battery. It doesn't have the most important component in the parts that they need for it to work. So in everyone's life, we always have been got into troubles, got into challenge. But what is the missing component to overcome it? Right? So we have to think. We are getting lazier and lazier. Like our generation is like, they can get information within seconds. They Google it, they chat GPT it, the answer will come up. So I'm in my 30s, I'm doing the same thing. I'm using chat GPT, I'm using Google to get the answer that I want. But what's the weak point of this? The weak point that make us weaker and weaker of thinking, because we don't need to think anymore. Right? There's no need to think. The answer is outside. It's in the Google. It's in ChatGPT. There's no need to think anymore. So we are lazy about thinking. We are lazy about having aware of what we are doing daily. We are busy finding answer for things that doesn't matter. That is the problem. Like the first answer, the first problem that we need to fix is ourselves. What is the things that in our life that didn't work, doesn't work, that I'm doing right now, that I have to make changes, conscious changes. Like, don't be unconscious. You don't want to be like a plant, right? People that are unconscious is unable to do things, unable to make a move, right? They are like someone that is in their sleep. Right? When you are in your sleep, you are unconscious. You are not deciding what you want to do. When you are asleep, just let go, right? Unconscious, not thinking. But the truth is, in our life, we have to be intentional. We have to know what we want to do in our life. And we need the answer to ourselves. The only reason that we are not catching up with those people that we admire, we look up to, or friends that seems that not doing well in their school, they are not a professional, but they are successful. Why? Like there's no law of like if people don't do well in school, they don't do well in business world. The only things that makes people success and not is the ability for them to be conscious, be intentional, and knowing what they want. That is the only things that separate great people from rich people from poor people. Because often in time, right, poor people often don't know what they want in life. They just they just work and get the money. But because the money can exchange things that they need in their life, like food, shelter, education. Like that's why they are stuck in the middle class or the poor class, because they are being controlled. Like the more that we are being controlled by our outside world, the less we feel alive. Because why? We are free soul. We can decide what we want to do. That is what God gives to us. This is the power of God has given to us. So why don't we use it to our own benefit? Right? Because we are intentional, we are aware of what we do. For example, we're aware of what we do and we decide daily. Like if you start to being aware of what you do and your action daily, you will start to want to make different choices. Like the choice that will lead you to greatness. The choices that are going to give you a different result, a better result. You will know that if this doesn't work, I need to do something else. And that is the whole point of this video, guys. Because we are so unconscious, that's why we are living in other people's world, trying to build up the world for other people, our boss, or even live up to expectation to our family, our friends. Because we never think for ourselves. We're never aware of our feeling that needs to be heard, that needs to be answered. Like the purpose of our life, that we are not listening enough. That's why we are living in other people's world. We try to build their world for them. And we neglected our own life, our own meaning of living and experience. Like we forget all that. We try to build others' life. There's no meaning of doing that. There's no purpose of having to build someone's life other than yours, right? So start listening to yourself. Start to be aware and be intentional of what you do daily. Like this will change your life 100%. In a year or two, people will see you differently because you are living intentionally. You're making every decision on your day based on what will make you a better person. Like when you do that, you make small changes. You be aware of what you put into your body, you put in your bottle, and everything else will just start from there. And then it will take off. And then you will want to become a better person. You will want to be a good learner. You want to learn everything. You want to experience everything in life. You want to discover more about yourself. And you want to help others to discover themselves, like me. And there must be a good or a skill that is only you that can benefit others from. Like you benefit them by your skill, by the way you're sharing, by the way you present yourself. Everyone have their own value in life, and you can discover that when you do this. When you start change, when you are aware of what you are doing, you are overcoming the obstacle of fear Alright, fear of not doing great if I switch my way. Right, this is normal because it's not what you usually do. You become insecure. But when you're used to this, just like when you're brushing your teeth, you're going to shower, it's nothing. It become natural for you. And in some day, you'll notice that it's normal to do the things that it is hard for you. Because you have the habit now, which is the good habit, which is you're listening to yourself, what you really want, and then you go and do it. And then it serves purpose, it makes you happier. It makes your life more fulfilled when you do the things that you really love. For me, it's talking. For me, it's repeating what is important and help someone to discover their full potential, their possibilities that they've been blocking all the time, right? They're blocking themselves from receiving because of all the noises around them. They try to look for the answer outside but not inside. So today, turn the answer into yourself. Turn inwards. Change from within, not without, right? What you have within is what you have without. Alright guys, that's all I want to share for today. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel so that I can make more of this kind of video to serve all of you, to help you discover why you are more than you are right now, because you are the one who limit yourself from being the best version of you. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.